Good morning, children. Now hope all have read section 1. Now we move on to section 2. In section 1 we come to know that Rishi has met a stranger. The stranger has shown him some tricks. One math sum he did very quickly, and another, when he opened and closed his palm, he found the chocolate bar in his palm which he offered to Rishi, and Rishi did not take it as a gift because he did not like accepting gifts from strangers. So now when the man closed his palm again, the chocolate had disappeared. So Rishi was wondering whether the man was a magician. Now we move on to section 2. A magician? Oh no, anyone can do it where I come from, the man said. So we don't know where this man is coming from. It is not mentioned in the lesson, and he is telling, from the place where I come from, anybody can do this trick. I am not a magician. He held out his hand again, closed the palm and opened it. There was a toy car in it. He handed it to Rishi. So the next time he opened and closed his palm, there was a toy car, and that toy car he gave it to Rishi. Can I keep this? Rishi asked excitedly. So Rishi was very excited, very happy to see the toy car, and he wanted it. And he is asking the man, can I keep this? Can I take it? Of course, the man said. Is that why your overcoat is so filled out? Rishi asked. Do you hide lots of things there? So Rishi thought that the man was hiding many things in his overcoat. That is why he is looking very fat. The overcoat is very fat like. And he is asking, do you hide many things there? Hide? The man looked puzzled, confused when Rishi asked him, are you hiding things in your overcoat? Oh, I see. You think I am producing these things from my coat pockets. You are wrong, but let it be. Let it be means never mind. So the man is puzzled, he is confused. He is telling Rishi, you think I am taking out the things from my coat pockets. Very well, you are wrong. Rishi stood playing with the car. Suddenly, it slipped from his hands and fell at his feet. So Rishi was playing with the car when he was waiting for the school bus. Suddenly the car slipped from his hand and fell at his feet. Wait, the man said as Rishi bent to pick it up. Rishi bent down to take the car, but the man said wait. The man's right arm and the sleeve of the coat lengthened. Longer and longer it grew until the fingers reached the ground. The hand closed on the car and retreated upwards. Retreated means move back to where it came from. In the picture on page 34 you can see the man's hand becoming bigger, longer and longer to reach the car. There he said, how did you do that? Rishi asked. I've never seen a trick like that before. Rishi was very surprised to see the man's arm or the hand becoming longer and longer and taking the car from the ground. So he is asking, how did you do that? I have never seen such a trick like this. You still think I am playing tricks? Give me the car for a moment, will you? He asked. So the man is angry now. He is telling, are you thinking that I am playing tricks? Are you thinking that I am a magician? You give me the car for a moment. Rishi handed it over. The man's arm extended again right up to the middle of the road. He put the car down. Now watch, the man said. Now what did he do? He took the car from Rishi and put it right on the middle of the road. This time also his arm became long till it reached the road. He put the car down and now he told Rishi, you watch. As Rishi watched, the silver grey toy made the sound of an engine starting up. Suddenly he heard the sound of an engine starting. Slowly it began to move forward. Slowly the car began to move. The car screeched as it went around a pebble. So when the car tire stumbled on a pebble means a stone, the car gave a screeching sound. Now when it had travelled a few feet, It made a sharp about turn on two wheels and sped back towards Rishi. Sharp about turn means what? Sudden change in the opposite direction. So you see the car was moving in the middle of the road. There was not much traffic early in the morning. And then it took a sudden change in the opposite direction and then sped back towards Rishi. You are a very good ventriloquist, Rishi said admiringly as he picked up the car and put it into his bag. Now what is the meaning of ventriloquist? It is a performer who can speak in a way that makes it seem as if the voice is coming from somewhere else. You feel that the person who is speaking to you, his voice is coming from very, very far away. So Rishi said admiringly, he liked this man's trick now. Those car noises really sounded like they were coming from the car. So he is telling the man the noise that he heard, the starting of the engine and the screeching sound of the car, he said they sounded just like the sound coming from a car. I am not a ventriloquist, the man said and threw up his arms. Rishi felt sorry for him. After all, the poor man was trying to entertain him and for free. So he said, I am not a ventriloquist, and he was angry now. And Rishi felt sorry for the man. After all, the poor man was trying to entertain him and for free. So Rishi's bus did not come till now. So instead of standing there simply, he found it very enjoyable to have this man showing many tricks. Are all boys like you? The man said at last. So the man is asking, are all the boys like you? Meaning smart, Rishi said. Oh no, I am not good at studies, but I read lots of books. So Rishi is asking, do you mean that I am very smart and all the boys are like me? Oh no, I am not good at studies, but I read lots of books. The man was quiet. He seemed upset. Just then the bus arrived. It turned into the lane and stopped in front of them. So when Rishi said that I am not good at studies but I read a lot of books, the man became quiet now and he looked as though he was upset about something. He was looking sad. Just then the school bus arrived and it turned into the lane and stopped in front of them. Bye, said Rishi said without looking back and began to climb up the steps. So Rishi said bye to the man without looking at the man, without looking back, and he climbed the steps of the bus. Halfway up he turned. You can see in the picture, he is halfway in the middle of the steps of the bus and he is turning round to look at the man. You didn't tell me your name, he shouted above the noise of the bus and the kids. So he is looking at the man and telling, you did not tell me your name, what is your name? But there was no one in the lane. When he turned to ask, you didn't tell me your name, he did not find the man on the lane there. It was as empty as it had been at 6:25 a.m. when he had stepped out of his house. So he had got from his house at 6:25 a.m. and the lane, the road was very much empty early in the morning when he had got down from the house and when he reached the bus stop. He opened his bag and put a hand inside. The car was still there. So he was thinking, where did the man go? I cannot see the man now. But he remembered that the man had given him a car. And he opened his bag and put his hand inside to find out whether the car was there. The car was still there. So it was real to Rishi because he found that the car was already in his bag. The man had given him as a gift. So, but the man was not to be found anywhere. So it just looks like the story is unbelievable, isn't it? A man coming and showing so many tricks and then giving him a car which when the man put it down in the middle of the road started moving and making a sharp about turn and then coming back towards Rishi with making the sound of the engine starting and the screeching sound. So all this was very unbelievable to Rishi. But he knew that something had happened because the cow was still in his bag. So we stop here, children. Our lesson is over. We'll continue in the next class.